There is a question based on the concept of HCF and LCM. Those who are clear with the concept of HCF and LCM won't find this question difficult. But it's looking a little tricky. So let's solve this question. Here given that A, B and C are three numbers given and their prime factorizations are given. And the prime factorizations are like this. A equals 2 to the power r into 3 to the power p into 5 to the power q. B equals 2 to the power p into 3 to the power r into 5 to the power p. C equals to 2 to the power q, 3 to the power q, 5 to the power p. So what is the order of this p, q, r? Which are the powers of these prime numbers? This is like this: p less than q less than r, and p, q, r are natural numbers. Means they are our natural numbers. So we should see this HCF of these three numbers ABC. It's given in the question that is equal to 30. So the HCF of ABC is equal to 30. That is as per the question. But if we utilize our knowledge on HCF, how can we get that HCF of ABC from this information? This is the prime factorization. From here we would get the HCF. I have told you that the p value of p is less than q is less than r. So amongst p, q and r, which are the powers of our prime factors 2, 3 and 5, what is the highest power? R is the highest power and p is the smallest power. So 2 is the prime number which has in these three numbers A, B and C. 2 has a power that is equal to R. Here it is P, here it is Q. So out of R, P and Q, when we find out HCF, which value should be chosen? The least value should be chosen. The smallest value should be chosen. So amongst P, Q and R, P is the smallest as per the question given. So we would pick the value 2 to the power P while finding out the HCF of A, B and C. So when HCF we are going to find out, we would choose the smallest power of the given prime factor. 2 is the prime factor whose powers are P, Q and R. Out of them P can be chosen. So P, 2 to the power P. And come to 3. 3 has power P, power R, power Q. Out of P, R and Q, which is the smallest one? P is the smallest one as per the question. That's why 3 to the power P should be selected. Now come to 5. 5 has power Q, power P, power P. Here it doesn't have R as the power. In two numbers, it has 5 to the power P. Here also it has 5 to the power P. But in one number, means A, it has 5 to the power Q. In between P and Q, which is the smaller one? P is the smaller one. That's why 5 to the power P will be selected. So it's our HCF. Now this HCF found out in this manner can be equated with 30 because it is given in the question. Now we shall solve this one. 2 to the power P into 3 to the power P into 5 to the power P. This is exponential law applied and we can get 2 into 3 into 5 whole to the power P, and that is equal to 30. Now see, 2 3s are 6, 6 5s are 30. 30 to the power P equals to 30 to the power P equals to 30. 30 means 30 to the power 1. So 30 to the power P equals to 30 to the power 1. From this it is very clear that the value of P is equal to 1. It has asked you to find out the value of A, B and C. Unless we get the values of P, Q and R, we won't be able to get the value of P. We won't be able to get the values of A, B and C. Because A, B and C are expressed in the form of their prime factors as a product of their prime factors. So we have to get the values of P, Q and R so as to get the values of A. First we got the value of P, that is equal to 1. Now how can we get the values of Q and R? Go to the second thing that is given in the question, the smallest number, which when divided by each of A, B, C. By each of A, B, C, that means A, B, C are factors. And we want to find out the smallest number which when divided by A, B, C gives remainder 2. That number which when divided by A, B and C gives us remainder 2. That means this number is not completely divisible by A, B and C. So what is the number that is completely divisible by A, B and C perfectly? That number is their HCF only. Whose HCF? The numbers which are A, B and C, their LCM is completely divisible by them. So we have to find out the LCM of these three numbers. So what is the LCM? Because from this we can easily understand, when this number is divided by A, it gives remainder 2. This number divided by B, it will leave remainder 2. When this number is divided by C, this will also leave remainder 2. In each case, when it is leaving remainder 2, that means it is not the LCM of these three numbers. But what is the LCM of these three numbers? In order to get that, we have to subtract 2 from this number, because it is always giving us remainder 2. So what is this? Is not completely divisible. It is having 2 extra in it. That's why always 2 is coming as the remainder. So as to get the number which is completely divisible, we have to get this number then reduced by 2. So what is the LCM? Directly from this information we are getting the LCM. In what way we would be able to get the LCM? LCM of the numbers is equal to this 5, 4, 0, 2 minus 2, because 2 is coming as the remainder whenever this number gets divided by A or B or C. So what is that number we obtain? That is 5400. And by solving this, we can get this. LCM is equal to this much. But as per this prime factorization, we can also get the LCM. So we would get 2 to the power P, 2 to the power R and 2 to the power Q. Amongst them, what is the highest power? 2 to the power R is the highest value. That's why we will select that one. For HCF, we have selected the smallest power. The factor, prime factor with the smallest power is chosen as the HCF. But while finding out the LCM, we have to get the prime number or prime factor with the highest power. So it is 2 to the power R. Look at the 3 to the power P, 3 to the power R and 3 to the power Q. Out of these 3, which is having the highest power? 3 to the power R. That is the highest value. That's why we are taking that one. But here we have a 5 to the power P and 5 to the power Q. So in between P and Q, as we know Q is the greater one, we have to select that 5 to the power Q. Then we would equate it with this one, what we have found out by calculation from the information given. Now you see 2 to the power R, 3 to the power R into 5 to the power Q. That one, now we will do the prime factorization of 5400. So we would be able to get the powers of 2, 3 and 5. Because in what way 5000 gives us, in that way only it will be found out. So 2, 2700, then 2, 2 6 are 12, 2 7 are 14, 2 5 are 10. Further we will do 3. 3 2s are 3 2s are 3 5s are. Further 3 3 7s are 3 5s are. Further 3 3, then 3 25s are. Further 5 and 5 5s are 25. So 2 3 times and 3 times, 5 is there 2 times. That means we have 2 to the power 3 into 3 to the power 3 into 5 occurs in this prime factorization of 5400. How many times? 1, 2. So 2 times it is occurring. That's why 5 to the power 2. Now these things are clearly giving you what is the value of Q and R. So we will get 5400. Here 2 to the power R. From it is clear that 2 to the power 3 means R is equal to 3. 3 to the power R. 3 is also having power 3. That means from here we got the value of R is equal to 3. And what is the value of Q? Means 5 has power Q and here 5 has power 2. That means Q, the value of Q is equal to 2. So how to get the values of A, B and C? You can get the value of A as 2 to the power R, that means 2 to the power 3 into q to the power 3 to the power p, 3 to the power p has power 1, and 5 to the power q. That's why it is 5 to the power 2, because the value of q is 2. So this value is equal to 8 into 3 into 25. You got 120. So this is the value of A. Now the value of B is equal to 2 to the power P, 3 to the power R, 5 to the power P. 2 to the power P means 2 to the power 1. 3 to the power R means 3 to the power R. That means 3 to the power 3. 5 to the power P, 5 to the power 1. That is equal to 2 into 27 into 5. That is equal to 270. The value of C equals to 2 to the power Q. Q means 2. 3 to the power Q. That means 3 to the power 2. 5 to the power P. That is 5 to the power 1. It is equal to 4 into 9 into 5. 180. 4 into 9 into 5. 4 5s are 20. 20 into 9, that is 180. So what are the values of A, B and C? A equals to 600, B equals to 270, C equals to 180. This is your answer. A equals to 600, B equals to 270, C equals to 180. So this way we can solve this type of questions. I think it's quite easy to understand this question now. Hope you understand it.